All right, today we're going to dive deep inside our own bodies to explore the incredible and kind of hidden world of your skeleton. So, when you picture a skeleton, what pops into your head? Is it something like this? An inert, maybe even a little spooky frame that just hangs there? For most of us, that's the go-to image. Well, get ready, because we are about to completely bust that myth wide open. Here's the single most important thing to get your head around. Your bones are alive. I mean, really alive. They are living, dynamic organs, literally buzzing with activity every single second of your life. So if they're alive, what are they actually made of? Let's unpack the material, because it is so much more than just a dry, static frame. I bet this breakdown is gonna surprise you. A full quarter of your bone is actually water. Yeah, water. Another quarter is organic material, mostly a flexible protein you've probably heard of called collagen. The other half, that's the hard stuff we all think of. Those are inorganic minerals like calcium phosphate. And this combination makes bone a perfect composite material. Seriously, think of it just like reinforced concrete. The hard minerals, the calcium, that's your cement. It provides all the compressive strength. But the flexible collagen fibers, they act like the steel rebar woven throughout, giving it tensile strength and keeping it from getting brittle. And this brilliantly illustrates that partnership. On the left, you've got a bone where the minerals have been removed. It's just collagen, so flexible you can literally tie it in a knot. Crazy, right? Now on the right, that's a bone without its flexible collagen. It's just mineral, and it's so brittle it shatters with a single tap. You absolutely need both for a healthy skeleton. That amazing composite material allows the skeleton to do so much more than just give us our shape. In fact, it has a whole list of secret jobs you probably don't know about. Here they are, the 6 core functions of your skeletal system. We all know about support and movement for sure, but some of these others might just surprise you. Let's walk through them. First up, the most obvious job, support. Think of your skeleton as the essential scaffolding for the entire building that is your body. Without it, we'd just be a puddle of soft tissue on the floor. Then there's its role as your own personal suit of armor. Your skull acts as a natural helmet for your brain, while your rib cage shields your heart and lungs. It's the ultimate protection for our most vital and vulnerable organs. And of course, there's movement. Your bones are the levers that your muscles pull on. Every time a muscle contracts, it yanks on a bone, creating every single motion you make, from walking across a room to simply waving hello. Okay, now for the really surprising jobs. Your skeleton is a mineral bank. It stores 99% of your body's calcium. If your blood levels drop even slightly, your bones release some to bring everything back into balance. And why does that matter? Because without that precise calcium balance, your nerves and muscles simply couldn't function correctly. And here's an amazing one. Your skeleton is a factory. Deep inside your bones, the red marrow is constantly manufacturing your blood. How busy is this factory? Get this. It pumps out around 500 billion new blood cells every single day. That's just mind-boggling. And finally, your skeleton is an energy depot. Other areas are filled with yellow bone marrow, which is essentially just stored fat. It's a crucial chemical energy reserve that your body can tap into when it's needed. So how do bones do all of this? How do they stay alive and manage all these complex jobs? Well, the answer lies with a microscopic construction crew of very specialized cells. This cellular construction crew has 4 main players. It all starts with the stem cells. They give rise to the builders, who lay down new bone. Those builders then mature into maintainers, who manage the day-to-day health of the tissue. And finally, you have the demolition crew, and they're responsible for clearing away the old bone. Everything begins with the osteogenic cells. These are the crucial stem cells. They're the only bone cells capable of dividing. Their whole job is to create the next player on the team, the osteoblasts. Just think of osteoblasts as the builders. They work tirelessly, secreting the collagen and other materials that form the very foundation of new bone. Now, once a builder, an osteoblast, has completely surrounded itself with the matrix it just created, it matures and changes jobs, becoming an osteocyte. These are the maintainers, now embedded deep within the bone, sensing stress and keeping the tissue healthy. And on the other side of the equation, we have the mighty osteoclasts. This is the demolition crew, using powerful acids and enzymes to dissolve old or damaged bone in a process called resorption. So you see this amazing cycle, right? Stem cells make builders, builders become maintainers, and all the while, the demolition crew is clearing space. It's this incredible teamwork that allows your bone to constantly repair, adapt, and remodel itself. And this brings us to our final concept, the lifelong remodel. Your skeleton isn't just built once and then left alone. It is an active construction site for your entire life. This process, known as ossification, actually begins as early as the 6th week of embryonic development. And most of your bones don't start as bone at all, but as a soft cartilage model. Over time, that cartilage is gradually replaced by hard bone tissue in a process that continues all the way through childhood and adolescence. So, when we put all these pieces together, the living material, the secret jobs, the cellular crew, and the lifelong remodel, we get the final amazing picture of our own dynamic blueprint. The key takeaway is this: your skeleton is not a static scaffold. It is a living, breathing, and incredibly busy organ system. It's constantly being broken down and rebuilt by that cellular construction crew, adapting to the stresses you put on it every single day. Which leaves us with a final thought. It's estimated that you have a completely new skeleton roughly every 10 years. So if the very framework of your body is constantly being replaced, are you physically the same person you were a decade ago? Something to think about.